Buenas tardes amigos, bienvenidos a Cafecito con Masha. Y bueno, finalmente estamos retomando las entrevistas. Ya teníamos un tiempo de no tenerlas, pero bueno, ya sabemos que Beijing 2022 está a la vuelta de la esquina, así que hay que retomar todo este contenido porque hay muchísimas cosas que hacer. Quiero recordarles amigos que si quieren ver toda la cobertura olímpica que estaré haciendo, no dejen de unirse a este canal. Vayan abajo justamente al lado del botón de suscripción en donde dice unirse, den clic ahí, vean los beneficios y podrán tener acceso a todo este contenido exclusivo que estaré haciendo para los Juegos Olímpicos. También quiero pedirles que se suscriban a este canal, que me sigan en todas mis redes sociales y además quiero recordarles que pueden hacer alguna pregunta o alguna sugerencia, algún comentario al final de la entrevista a nuestro invitado utilizando el super chat, que son estos donativos que hacen a través de un chat para este canal. Y también quiero recordarles que vayan a la página de Golden Skate, en donde encontrarán un foro de discusión y todas las noticias referentes al patinaje sobre hielo. Hello everyone, welcome to Cafecito con Masha. I was away from interviews for a couple of months, but Beijing 2022 it's around the corner, so we have to retake this content, and of course we have a lot to talk about. I want to remind you that I will be covering the Olympic Games, so become a member of this channel. You just have to go to the button below where it says join and see the benefits of the membership, and you will be able to watch all the exclusive content related to the Beijing Olympics. Also, I want to remind you to follow me on my social media and subscribe to this channel. Remember that I'm uploading videos every week, and I will be having lots of interviews, so you won't regret it. And of course, I want to remind you also that you can ask a question or make a comment at the end of the interview using the super chat, which is these chats where you make a donation to this YouTube channel. And lastly, I want to remind you to go to Golden Skate. You will find a discussion forum that is amazing, and of course, all the figure skating news. Now, I want to introduce our guest. He's an amazing choreographer who I admire so much. Today we have Benoit Richaud from France. I got it wrong. Hold on. You're here. Hello, Benoit.
Yes.
Welcome to Cafecito con Masha.
Hello. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm great, fine, thank you. I'm so excited to have you here, and we have a lot to talk about. But first, I want to ask you something. You had a career as a figure skater, and how did it end? How did you decide that you wanted to retire from figure skating?
Oh, I didn't want to stop, but I think I've got different experience with partner as an ice dancer. I was a figure skater, and then I switched to ice dance at the age of 14, 13. And I think that was always a big problem for me to work with another person because my spirit was still as a single skater, and that was one of the biggest reasons why I stopped with my last partner, because we were actually pretty good, because we were top 10 at the junior world, we were qualified for Grand Prix, but it's just like the relationship was always very difficult and we were both unhappy. And yeah, we just decided to stop, and then right after I didn't find any partner. It was kind of strange because usually as a man in ice dance, you find very easily girls to skate with. But at the time I quit with my partner, it was like almost nobody to skate with. So I had some tryout for years, and then I just decided to stop.
So, how did you get the idea of becoming a choreographer?
Um, uh, no idea.
It just happened?
Yes, it's I never wanted to be a choreographer. I was really thinking to be totally away from figure skating, because when I retired from figure skating, it's always a tricky moment in the career of someone. And I'm not just speaking about high-level figure skater. I'm speaking about every figure skater who love what he does. I think when you decide to stop, you always have like few years when it's difficult to accept it. And during that time, I started to work in a bar because, I needed to have like some money, and I needed to have a work, to pay my apartment, to pay everything. And the only job I could do at that time, it was to work in a bar, because I didn't study much. I stopped very young because I was just focused into figure skating, and I cannot do two things in the same time. I'm a very male spirit. And then, I just started to work in a bar, and I did a lot of things working in that bar. And one day I've got a proposition to do dancing on ice for the TV. And I was not really interested by doing it, but speaking with my close friend, everyone was kind of saying, oh, making a TV show is something different. And I just decided to do it. And then because of that, I decided right after that to come back to figure skating as a coach for ice dance.
Wow.
And I started really with a goal to be an ice dance coach, to build international team. But it was already very clear from the beginning that, okay, I'm going to be an ice dance coach. I want to be one of the best ice dance coach, And I cannot really explain why and how, because it will be very long to explain everything in details. But small story by small story, I started to choreograph. And until the moment I realized that I'm not so much an ice dance coach anymore, but I'm a choreographer. And it's always it's kind of scary to be a choreographer, because you kind of agree to don't have stability.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a coach, okay, when you start to teach a skater, you know that you're going to have this skater for many years, and as a choreographer you have no idea what's going on.
They come and go.
Yes, and so it's that's how it came. But small things by small things. The first kind of big skater I've got who gave me a little name into choreography was Denis Vasiliev. I was making his choreography when he was junior, and people was very impressed about the different way of making him move on the ice. Mm. I think people started to be interested by who was the choreographer of Denis when I was working with him.
Wow. So you come from Avignon, and
yes,
this is like a very cultural, very artistic place. Do you think that's where you get your inspiration or your creativity?
Of course, it's part of myself, this French culture from the south of France, because the south is very different to the north. And of course, Avignon is one of the most cultural city in France, even if it's a little town. But of course, this is a big part of my inspiration. And after, I could say that the experience of my own experience in my life, all of my personal things that happened to me, made it kind of, I made myself with all of my experience, so I could say like it's a little bit of mix of everything, a little bit of life, little bit of education, little bit of where I am from, this culture, this very French way, and also the fact to not be so scared. I'm not a scary person. Okay. I make people scared. I make people scared sometimes, but I'm not scary.
You seem very like funny and fun person.
I think I am. You can ask my skater.
But they are scared. Some people.
Usually yes. Usually, I realize that with time, I don't need to speak much people understand they have to do what they have to do. But I'm very lucky and fortunate because people who come to work with me now, they know why they want to work with me, and usually they always work really hard. But yeah, you can ask all of my skater. It's kind of difficult to work with me. Not that it's not about the level. This is something people need to understand because I'm probably one of the only choreographers who work with all level. It's more about the way we work. I like to take the best of every skater, from Olympic podium to someone who is not even qualified at national. That's the way I work, and I'm very straightforward. So when I have to do something, I say it and I fix it. I don't know why I went so far.
It's good. So you were also in acting school. So besides that, did you try different things besides skating?
Yes, actually, when I was working in a bar, the owner of the bar was a couple, and they took me a little bit like as a child for them, because that's just how they are with people. They want to help people, and they knew I was doing figure skating on a high level, and they gave me the possibility to work, but they also gave me the possibility to be free to do what I wanted to do. So when I wanted to do this famous acting school and tried, I did it. When I wanted to do, I decided also from one day to another one to be musician. And then I become a musician because then I started to produce electronic music. And back at that time, I mean, there is still my music on Apple Music, on Spotify. So it's kind of funny. And but yeah, I could say that during the time I was working in a bar, I had the time to have experiences. I think it's important to fail, and not, when I said fail, is it's not that I was not a good actor or not a
I
good
get it.
musician. It's just like I tried and I felt it was not myself.
It was not your thing.
It was not just that. Now that I think about choreography, I think it's a mix of everything, but yeah, I had the opportunity to try all of that, and I was very serious and passionate about doing that. I was like, oh, I'm going to be the best electronic musician in the world. And that's a little bit the way I see things. When I want to try something, I do it at 100%.
That's good. I do it like that too. And sometimes people criticize because they feel that you're not focusing on one thing. But sometimes it's good to try. And if you're going to try something, go for it. That's what I think.
I always, when I speak to my skater, I always said to them that I do believe that the most difficult part of doing something is to decide to do it.
Yes, totally.
As soon as you take a decision to do something, it's already a big step forward. And that it works, that it doesn't work, it's not like the most important thing is to do. I think when you start to do things, then you will find out something very good for you at a point. Even if you have like bad experience,
Yes.
you will always come something positive about it.
Yes, totally. Now, after you started being a choreographer, how and where do you get your inspiration for each program? Do you have a process or something?
Yes, it's I really like to work in so the way I work is never really the same. It's always depending about who I have in front of me. And as a choreographer, I realize that the the idea of being a choreographer is not just to make choreography,
Yes.
but it's also to understand to who you make choreography. And when I do choreography for myself or for show, or this is another story, but when I do choreography for a figure skater who come to me because he wants to win and to be better, then it's a different thing. So it's always difficult to prepare in advance if I don't know the person. Usually I like a lot to let my feelings speak to me before to try to control them. So it means that, usually I like to, so sometimes, it's very precise but with the music, but I will never come with a program ready in my head, maybe the music can be ready, but the choreography not at all. But yeah, most of the time it's very free, I like, also, I mean, figure skating have so much rules that it's good to, space and freedom in the process.
Yes.
And for me, it's important. I like to spend a lot of time with having the opportunity and also showing to my skaters this kind of process, because most of the time, my skaters are a little bit shocked because they're like, oh, but how you did that so fast? And I said most of the time, I said, because I'm listening yourself and I'm listening myself, and I combine that together, and then it's just then the bodies just start to create,
Yes.
Like I always said, the way of speaking to some people is can be writing, can be painting. Myself is to move on ice. That's what I'm good at, and that's the way I express myself, and that's why there is never really a fixed process with my skater. But yeah, the best of the best for me is to have nothing prepare. That's kind of crazy, but that's the best.
So you improvise on the ice?
I mean, if I will have time at 100%, I will prefer to don't choose anything and to go on ice with my skater, and we just decide when we skate and see what is it. Because, sometimes when we got stuck with music, I'm always thinking that the skater got stuck with an idea of himself, but he don't know my idea of where I want to bring him or her, because this is my job. A lot of time people gonna sing, they're gonna listen to music, they're gonna be like, oh, I can't skate that. This is not me. But actually it's not true. And I can demonstrate them that if they trust me, they can be that person, or they can develop this part of their personality even more. And that's the whole point of working with a choreographer. So, and that's why I like more these ways, because I can push the skater more forward, and I can, I can put them, I can make the uncomfort zone becoming comfortable. That's what I like, because, if you always, sorry?
Taking them out of the box.
Exactly, because if you always stay in your little bubble and you think, oh, I'm just that skater, then what you're going to do? You're going to do for 10 years the same kind of style. And, 10 years later, you're not going to really progress.
Yes.
The idea is how to complete, your personality. But yeah, you like I said, usually my process is no process. There is no, but I would say that, of course, because of lack of time, because you know how it is. That's the end of the season. Everyone wants his program. So I need to, prepare, this music.
Yes.
A lot of time music are ready before. But like I said, I work with a musician, Cedric Tour, and he do all of my music. He arrange, he remix, he cut, he sounds design, he does everything. It's a lot of work for him to follow me, because usually it's like the music is constantly changing during the process of making the choreography.
Well, I think that's the success, because your programs are so different. Sometimes we watch the competitions and it seems that every program is the same. I mean, different music, but same choreography. And with your job, it's like everything is so different. So maybe that thing that you're saying that your process is not to have a process, I think that's the key for your success, and you're so original. So that's incredible to watch.
Thank you.
So, how has it been for you to see your job portrayed on amazing figure skaters? I know that you don't pay much attention on who are you coaching, but I mean, when you watch the competitions and you watch these great skaters doing your job, your moves, how does it feel?
I mean, there is like that you have to understand. I'm a person who like to look forward, so I'm always thinking, I can do better for my skater, and that's something very important because I think if one day I don't feel this kind of energy, I probably think I will stop to teach, and but yeah, it start to be like. It start to be a special feeling because when you go to competition and you see you have so many skaters who trust your work,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes something special to you.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest achievement for me is when officials are coming to see me and saying to me, it's unbelievable because I realize you choreograph so many programs, but all of this program looks different.
Yes.
So it means that the people are saying to me that they can see I'm the choreographer, but in the same time, they see that every program is different.
Different.
So you understand? And this is for me something important because, everything I do it because I want the community to grow.
Mm-hmm.
I want figure skating to be a better sport. I want to make people watch figure skating. I want to get more fun. I want to make people, I want to make the kid dream, and this is something very important. I want that the kid got inspired by the choreography they see on ice by my skater, and this is, the kind of things I start to get with the skater who trust my work to develop their choreography.
And talking a little bit about that, what do you love the most about your job?
Oh, what I love the most is the two things. When I was young, I realized that I was always saying when I was young that I will never do a job where I'm helping another person.
Mm.
And I realized that it's actually my destiny. I am here to help, people. And in the good moments, in the bad moments, I'm there as a choreographer. And this is one big thing I like a lot. The second thing is I never do twice the same things.
Mm-hmm.
I have the chance to do something that is just part of my life, and I just feel it's a constant creation. So, and it's always changing, it's always developing, it's always moving. And this is something I really appreciate about what I do every day. I cannot even say it's a job. I don't know what is a
I get
job actually.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's more like a passion, and it's like you have the blessing to work in something you love. I get it. I totally get it. So, do you have
Yes.
like a musical inspiration, or do you listen to some specific tune or specific artist like right now in these months, in this time?
Just to know, is the connection is still good for you or
Yes, good.
no? Because just sometimes my internet is a little bit tricky. Just that just tell me if you have a problem with my internet because it's French internet. It's special.
Your audio is
Um,
perfect. Your video is a little bit slow, but we can hear you perfectly.
Okay, good. If you want to know right now what I'm very into it is fashion weeks in Paris.
Oh.
Yes, right now. So I'm a big fan of. My wife is a wedding dress designer, and I'm very a big fan of haute couture. You know, as a good French person. And right now, you know, there is all the show from every maison de couture. Like today it was Chanel, yesterday it was Dior, and it's very inspiring because what they are doing now is it's just unbelievable how the art fashion industry develop, and in a way we can say thanks to to COVID, because before it was impossible to see anything,
Yes.
and now because everything got online, now you can see a lot and you can appreciate the show, because you know when they do this défilé where they show this spring, this spring summer collection, it's like a choreography. They choose their models. There is the music. There is a background. There is like so many things, and it's very inspiring. So right now I'm really into it. I've spent my day watching it, and
Wow.
it's very nice. And it's also funny because it's very French, you know, this
Yes.
like also I'm a big fan of there is a company called Bureau Betac. Bureau Betac is a big company who organize all the show from every maison de couture. So it means that they are like kind of the choreographer of the show, you know. So and they are French. So it's very interesting. At this time, it's where I got my inspiration. Yes.
Wow, yeah, I wanted to ask you this because I talk to a lot of choreographers, and some get inspiration by going to the museum and watch paintings or sculptures or even the nature. Like every choreographer gets the inspiration somewhere. So I was interested in that, and this is very interesting. I mean, like you say, the runways, these shows, they are so creative, and it's amazing to get some ideas from there.
Yeah, I mean, uh, it's not a specific things,
Yes.
because for me it's impossible to tell you like I got inspiration from that, because it's all process. I'm
Mm,
curious about everything. I'm curious about everyone. So uh, I think it's not really getting inspired by people or by something. I think it's just like at a point, the experience that you are living make you alive.
yes.
you know it's like, I don't know, the feeling you have after watching a good movie. It's not that you get
Here.
inspired, it's that
Mm,
you feel it inside you. And then it's just there is a part of this movie who gonna stay inside you, and because of that you're gonna create in a different way. I feel like a little bit, sometimes I think that choreographers are like a sponge, you
mhm.
know and not just choreographers. There is many people. My wife is like a sponge too. She take everything, because some people have the sense of, they have these artistic vibes. You cannot really explain why.
Mhm.
It's like that since I'm a kid, and some people have it, some people don't have it. Some people. Last time I was with in a car with my son, and when you see a tree, he's like saying, "Oh, this tree is so beautiful," and he's 3 years old, and some people don't even see a tree. Some
Yeah.
people can cry in front of a tree. So it's all of these kind of things.
Wow, this is amazing. So I wanted to ask you something. Do you feel you're a different choreographer, or you have to be different when you are choreographing women?
Or not at all. No, I'm gonna tell you why. Because for me, I see women as, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I see women as a person stronger than a man. That's what I see women.
Nice.
And so for me, men and women are very equal, first of all, and I'm very far from the fake reality that everyone is saying that women should be like that or women should be like that. I treat women as a person who can be who she want to be. If she want to be feminine, she can be feminine. If she want to be masculine, she can be masculine. If she want to be violent, she can be violent. If she want to be rude, she can be rude. If she want to be beautiful, she can be beautiful. I really see girls, and I think people can see it in my choreography. I don't see girls as something light. It's been a trend for years and years and years into figure skating that the woman need to skate with a beautiful light blue dress and be very beautiful with movement. And if you don't skate like that, you are not a good woman. I
Oh
don't
yeah, and they
understand this.
criticize and they say they are not good skaters.
Exactly.
I don't agree.
Of course, because this is, and again, why why we accept that. There is always something that I don't understand is why always we accept things for men. I feel like we are much more open mind for men. Like a man can be whatever he wants and people accept it, but again a girl can't.
I know, she's like in the box.
Yes, why a girl should always wear makeup if she don't want to wear makeup? What's the problem?
Yeah, I want to make a
Do you
comparison. I had an interview with Alexandra Trusova, and you have no idea how many bad comments I received in the chat because the people were saying that her figure skating is not sweet enough or not soft enough. Like they compare her to Anna Sherbakova or with Kamila Valieva. I mean, the three of them are such amazing skaters, but they are just different. I mean, I admire in Trusova that she's so strong. And now with this Corella program, I think she's amazing. No one like her to do something so strong. And I admire that. But people criticize that because she doesn't seem feminine.
That's the whole problem into figure skating, and I think people need to do a big step forward. Is women figure skating is not just about femininity.
Exactly.
And what is funny is, first of all, we are doing a sports. Okay, we are not doing art, so it's a sport. So people can be who they want to be, and I mean I would say that in everything. But first of all, it's a sport, and second, if you take art, real art, like contemporary dance, if people will speak about femininity to my friend who are the best ballet dancer from Netherlands Dance Theater, contemporary ballet, and I will say that some of my skaters got criticized or some of other skate because they are not enough feminine, they will say to me, is that a joke? They will not even believe it because they will say to me, we are in 2022. The beauty of a person is not just about femininity, and the beauty of dance is not just about who is make. It's much more things than just an arm or just. It's a personality. It's a feeling. You can be savage. You can be a little bit less clean with movement, but have much more personality.
Yes,
You
I
can also be very beautiful with movement and have no personality at all,
yes.
because and this is something that people need to understand, and this is what I'm fighting with girls, is that to try to show much more different aspect of the girls. And if you see all of the choreography I do with girls, I do exactly that, and but this is something that people need to understand. And yeah, I kind of think it's sad to hear things like that about some girls, because they are feminine or not enough feminine. You know, I don't really get why people are criticizing that, because when it's about the men, nobody speak about it.
Exactly.
If a man is masculine or feminine or in the mid, I mean, nobody say anything ever about the men about that.
Exactly. It's like
So
you
because I don't get the point. Then if all the girls have to be super feminine, then it means that for everyone the boy have to be all masculine.
and
You
that's
know,
not true.
of course, because people can be who they want to be. Can we let people be who they want to be? You know, I mean, if I want to have a tattoo on my arm, it's because I want to have it. I'm not. It's not about the other person. I don't. You know, I don't care about what the other person gonna think. You know, and that's what people should realize. And you know what make me the most sad is the people who criticize that. I don't think they are really themselves, because if they can criticize that kind of thing,
Yeah.
then what they think about themselves, you know. And I mean, I'm trying to push very much forward for women in figure skating, and I mean, I choreograph for everyone, but I have much more girl client, and I would say like I have like almost like 70% of girl.
Wow.
And that's really what I try to do. And I don't know, I'm born because of a lot because of my mother. I was educated by my mother. I see my wife who raise my kid, who give birth. I mean, come on,
Women are amazing.
there is some, yeah, of course,
I hope there are more people like you, really, because I also battle with this all the time. Right here in the YouTube channel, so many people criticize, and it's like a battle. You hit a wall. I mean, like you were saying, when it happens with men, nobody says anything. It's like Yusuru Hanyu. You can see him so feminine in some programs, but then you see him so strong in other programs. I mean, he's so versatile with the personality in his choreographies, and nobody says anything. They just say that he's amazing, and and he is. But the same thing should happen with women. They should respect that. So I agree with you totally.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I just think that um, everyone should be respected for who they want to be.
Totally. So, another topic. You made the programs for Donovan Carrillo. And wow, I mean, in Mexico and in Latin America, we love Donovan. He's the first skater who goes to the Olympics in 30 years from Mexico. The last skater was in the 90s in Lillehammer, Ricardo Lavarrieta. So for Mexico, it's like a big thing right now to see Donovan. Me personally, I watched Donovan grow. I met him when he was maybe 7 years old because one of my students was competing against his sister. So it's like something in my heart that is very happy that he's going to the Olympics. And when I heard that he was working with you on his programs, I was so happy. And then when I saw the programs, I was so shocked and so impressed. So I wanted to ask you, how was the experience for you to work with him and with Goyo?
Oh, there were, how can I say that? Donovan was the surprise of my season. And with his coach, I just love them. To be honest, it's a pure pleasure to work with these two guys. And of course, Donovan, but I said with two guys because we share a lot with his coach also, and they are very open-minded.
Yeah.
When Donovan, we were speaking with Donovan and his coach for years, and to try to find a way to start to collaborate together. And when finally this collaboration was possible, when we started, it was just like a dream collaboration. When I said dream collaboration, it means that I was so impressed by Donovan and by his love of figure skating. You
Oh,
know,
yes.
I'm obsessed with people who likes to learn and who likes to be better. I like people when they sweat on the ice, and Donovan, you can see his eyes want to learn. You can see, I feel like Donovan is starving of figure skating.
Yes.
He's not just, when it's not just, he wants it. It's not even that he wants, it's that he have to. And that's what I like about him, is that there is no other choice. He wants to. And yeah, I mean, it's been pretty tough for him when we started to work, because I can tell you, he was working like 8 hours a day on ice. Yes, it's unbelievable. And the choreography I proposed him was very challenging. And but his reaction, because when I think about the short period of time I worked with him, and the impact all of the work we did together had, I'm actually very proud of what he did. Yeah.
So who chose the music? Did he choose it or you?
So Donovan said to me, it's Olympic season. It's, Donovan want to do a lot for his country. Mm-hmm. And I think this is something we need to admire, because, he's very proud to be Mexican. And he said to me directly, I want to do something for people, and I want to do something for Mexican people that they know. And he said to me, I want to skate on Santana. And then I started to speak with my musician, and we just find out few music that I think could work really well together. And then I proposed him, and of course Donovan really liked it, and that's the way we created the short program. And I think this short program gonna be fire at the Olympic game. I'm pretty sure, because it's different.
It's so different.
And it's different in every way. First of all, it's different because it's performed by a Mexican skater.
Yes.
At Olympic game. This is just something amazing. And when I said Mexican skater, it's not something bad, or it's just like it's exotic.
Yes, totally.
Into figure skating, because I mean, everyone you speak about skating, they always said, "Oh, Russia." Russia.
Another Russia,
you hear
United
that,
States.
But yes, figure skating is not just about that. And when you see someone who come from Mexico, and who can go to a competition not as a spectator but as an actor, because I'm sorry, but Donovan has skills,
yes,
to do amazing results. When you can have two quad, when you can have a triple axel, when you have the skating skills, when you have the spins, when you have the step sequence, when you have his ability to dance and musicality, you are not just, I always said you can go to competition as a spectator, and you just hug, or you can go there as really an actor and build, the competition. And for me, it's part of that. I mean, I just think it's amazing, really. And I'm very, very happy that we connect for this season together, and that they trust my work. Because, I also think it's, in a way, I was also thinking, oh, wow, they want to come now, the Olympic season. This is also, a challenge, when everything works. He qualified really well, he's good at work. He could have been like, oh, I stay easy, I stay how I am, because it just worked. And no, the answer of that is, okay, now I'm there, I want to improve even more before this big season. And anyway, big pleasure to work with him.
I want to ask you something. What I see in Donovan is that he has like a special spark. He's always smiling, he's always happy, because you can see that he enjoys and loves figure skating, and that shows on the ice. I want to ask you if you feel the same thing, that special something inside of him.
Yes, 100%. I can tell you that because I think first time I saw Donovan, he was at a junior world, and he was probably far from a top 10. And I could see that when he was young, he already had something special. And, you know, he's part of these people. You know, I always like to take this example. Sometimes there is people who walk in the street and everyone look at them. You have no idea why. And because the soul is so big and so strong, you know that it creates a bubble around the person. And Donovan is part of this person.
Yes.
When he come, he have this natural thing that you are like, who is he? You know, you understand what I mean. You know, sometimes
Yes.
you have people. It's not about how they are dressed. It's not about you know, if they wear expensive bag or
just they shine.
or if they have yeah, they just part of this. You know, I call them like gifted from God. You know, a little bit, and he have something special. And every time he skate, you know, when I was in Boston with him this year, it was so funny because people didn't really know who he was. They just understand he was an international skater, but everyone was coming to me and they were like, oh, this guy is amazing. Who is he? And I said, oh, he's Donovan. He's from Mexico. And then they were like, oh, this is a guy who qualified for Olympic. And then I was like, yes. They were like, oh my God. And you know, that was funny because every time he was doing like step, or he was taking the energy of all people because everyone was here to work.
Yeah.
But everyone at the end was looking at Donovan skating.
Wow, that's
and
amazing.
I just think that this kind of it reminds me a little bit the quality of Daisuke Takahashi when I work with him or Dennis Ten. They have this kind of magic things that when they work they drain the people, and Donovan have that. Yes.
That's amazing. I can't wait to see him perform at the Olympics. And
Yes, me
okay,
too.
besides that, in a different thing, I heard something about you having a clothing brand. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. I'm gonna start my own skating brand for clothing. It's been something that I wanted to do for years, and why I did it is because I was not satisfied with what I was seeing every day on the ice.
Yeah.
I was not satisfied by what I could see my skater wearing, you know, every day, and I started to. So it's not like a 1 year process; it's a many years process. And so the collection is totally designed in France by a French famous designer, and we're gonna launch the skating brand in June. So now it's all the final preparation, and the first drop gonna be like a little bit limited edition because we start with very small quantity, but I think it's gonna be a good step forward. I just want to propose, you know, to the skater, to the parents. I want to propose them something with quality. You know, I like clothing who stay. I like things that you don't have to change every 5 seconds because the quality is not there. That's what I'm looking for. And I don't know who, I think everyone will be very happy to have French clothing for figure skating.
Totally.
French, we are kind of supposed to be one of the best for clothing, I think.
You have to let us know as soon as you have it so we can promote
Yes.
it and you have many people using it.
Yes,
This
I
will be
will.
amazing. And also, you are planning to visit Mexico. When will that be?
Yes. So um, at the end of April, I will confirm that date very soon on my Instagram and on my Peak Ice Camp Instagram. But end of April, I will organize a skating skills camp and choreography.
Nice.
Nothing about jump. I just want to focus for 5 days or 7 days on to make people skate better and understand better my vision. And I will do that with Donovan because I just think we were speaking with Donovan, and I think it's just amazing if Donovan can share his knowledge because now, you know, we really share and he really understands my method of skating skills.
Yes.
And I think it's a good things to. It's very important for me to give back, to community. For me, it's important to keep those kids, to teach the young generation, and I'm very happy that Donovan will do that with me.
I am so excited. I mean, I don't know if you're going to be in Mexico City or in another city in Mexico, but I am going to be there because this is going to be amazing. I mean, me myself, I'm a coach and I'm starting to be a choreographer, and I always watch your job, all your work, because maybe I can learn something. I mean, I think you are a great choreographer and you skate beautifully and you work amazing. So definitely I'm going to be there.
Great.
And last question, what is your expectation for the Olympics? Do you have like any person in particular you would like to see perform?
It's very difficult for me to give a place order, or because a lot of different points. First of all, I have a lot of skaters who compete there,
Yes.
and I like all of my skaters know, I give 100% to all of them. And so it will be not nice to speak more about one skater in particular.
Of course.
And of course, after, if you look at the world standing, and you can see that right now, the only skater who can fight for a medal is Kaori Sakamoto, because Rika Kira, my other skater, is injured, and Bradie Tenell is
Yes.
also injured.
That's so sad.
So, I had 3 girls in the top 6. Now I only have 1. So, of course, I'm really hoping for Kaori to be able to fight with the Russian.
That would be
But
amazing.
for me, what is important is that I know what they can do. When I create the program, I know where I want to bring the program, and I know what kind of feeling I want people to have. And I really hope they're going to be able to perform that at the right moment, because this is a tricky part of figure skating, is to do it when you have to do it and not when you decide. Because in skating, we don't decide. We tell you it's now, you have to do it, and you have to do it. And yeah,
Yes.
if they can be able to show that, and if they can be able also, to give, Olympic, it's always a special moment. I want people to love figure skating. And if they can do that through my skater, then I think we already won.
Yeah, totally. So right now you only have Kaori.
For girls, I have Kaori Sakamoto, I have Ekaterina Kurakova, I have
Oh, that's right.
Lindsay Van Zender, I have Eva Lotakibus, I have Eliška Brezinova.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's for girls who I have qualified for Olympic Games, yes.
And for the men, do you have
And for men, I have Adam Xiao-Imfa, I have Daniel Grassel, I have Donovan, and I don't need to do mistake, because sometimes I think that's it in senior. And then I have a pairs couple check. Yeah, sometimes I do forget people, but not because I forgot. It's just like because
There's
people
so
ask me to
many.
give all the list, but it's nothing bad about them. It's just like I'm not interested by the number of people I have, so I'm just disconnected to that.
So the hopes are that they can perform like in the best, right?
Yeah, that's just what I want for them. That they got the best experience they can have at this Olympic.
And I have one question from the audience that it's very interesting. He's
Yes.
asking, which skater would you be interested? Would be interesting for you to work with that you haven't choreographed? Someone different that you haven't worked with.
You know, it's hard to give a specific name on a skater, but I just want, every skater for me who really wants to be part of my world, the way I see it, the way I see figure skating, will be the right skater for me to choreograph, or will be the dream skater. I always said every skater will follow my idea is my dream skater, and that's really like the spirit. I was never trying to choreograph with the idea of, oh, I want this skater of this skater. The skater came because I think I was doing things with passion.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard for me to give a name. Of course, I love Yuzuru and you are like Nathan. I mean, I already choreographed for Nathan. Choreographing for Russian could be also interesting. But, like I could say, every people who will understand what I do, I think will be for me then a dream skater.
I get it. Nice answer. Thank you, Benoit, for this interview. It was been so inspiring. I usually talk more with skaters, but sometimes it's nice to hear the artist behind all the work we see on TV. I mean, you, the choreographers, and also the coaches are like behind the scenes all the time, and it's like nobody knows what's inside your mind and what you're thinking and what you're feeling. So it's so refreshing to hear your inspiration and how you love your job. I mean, I'm inspired right now and I'm grateful for this interview. Thank you so much. And I wish you that all the success for your students and for you. More students coming to you, more beautiful programs. And I can't wait to watch all the programs for your skaters at the Olympics.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone who joined this interview. Remember, subscribe, follow Benoit on this account, and also Pick Eyes Camps. And be on the look for this camp in Mexico. We will be waiting for that. And also become a member to watch all the Olympic coverage. So thank you, Benoit. Have a great night. Go with your family. And please say thank you to them because they have been so patient.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. See you
Bye-bye.
tomorrow. Bye bye.